Good morning. This is a Scrap Your Stash Saturday, and I'm going to be continuing this scrapbook that I started last week. And so sorry it took me a little longer to get on here. I've been die cutting so that you guys don't have to watch me die cut these, and so that I don't have to switch a whole bunch out and make this video super long. So I may have to sit here and punch these out with you guys, but did some die cutting, and I have kind of an interesting layout for you guys today. It's going to be some triangles, which is pretty fun. I'm kind of liking these triangles lately. So let me find my trimmer, bring my trimmer in, and with the scrapbook ones, you're going to see some pages are not scraps. My daisy for sure is not a scrap. That's my background. So I'm just going to put those aside. You see some others in here that aren't scraps yet, but they have been put in a pile specifically for this scrapbook because they go with the color scheme. So I have Espresso and I have this Sapphire really cool chevron pattern. And I think that's going to go really well with the way that this is going to be. So the other things I'm going to be using today are this Aurora card making stamp set. This is the card making workshop stamp set, and it's got some sending smiles across miles, but I'm going to be using this globe, not the Australian, but the North American globe. And I cut 2 of those because then I can use it elsewhere. I'm going to be using, you'll be seeing this, I've already stamped this, but I did the Build-A-Plaid from Timber card making last year. Then you're going to see a paper pal, and these are on sale right now. If you guys don't have paper pals, these are pretty darn fun, especially if you have kiddos in your life. So you do the base, then I cut out these pants here. You still have to stamp those. And this is what I did the Build-A-Plaid on, was this one here. So I really don't need to stamp it. I can stamp the border around it, but I'll show you what I mean. I don't really need to. So there's the Build-A-Plaid. I just did a plaid shirt. Kind of a fun little detail. Then I'm also going to be using this as my sentiment, Beautiful Moments. This is from the Spruced Up collection from last January. I don't believe that's still available, so it's a retired item. They retire them a year after they are released, so that one is now retired. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting these. I have a piece from Serenity, and then I have a couple zip strips. One I think is from a mix-in. Yeah, this is mix-in. This is, I don't know, but it's Toffee. So that's all that matters. I also have these other scraps, Toffee and Sapphire. These are going to be my mats for the photos. Now this one I actually do have photos in mind for. This is going to be a trip that my father and my brother took with my grandfather to DC for my brother's graduation from high school. So that's the one I'm going to be doing today. So this one I'm going to be doing, this one I'm going to cut a 6x6. Hopefully I have the 6x6. Just make sure this is, oh, nope. We're going to be cutting a 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So it's already 5 3/4 long. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to cut it 1/4 inch shorter. No biggie. And then I'm going to make triangles. If you've been in my workshops, you probably have learned that I like triangles. Okay, so there's that one. The next one is going to be the chevron pattern. Actually, this is the one that I probably should have done. That one. Oh well. It's going to be this one instead. This is going to be a 5x5. So let's put it going this way, 5 by 5. Should have done this one, the bigger one, I think. Oh, they have this one as the little one, so okay, we're good. So it's going to turn out how I wanted it. That's now I scrap from a different one. Do 5 by 5. And I'm going to triangle this one. So I'm just lining it up in my trimmer diagonally. There's my pretty triangles. Okay, now I have this toffee still to cut, and then I have these little strips over here to cut too. Or not toffee, espresso. So this espresso is going to be 2 strips, and they're going to be 12 by, so they're 1 3/4 inch. By 12. So there's 1 3/4. There's another 1 3/4. And now I have that for scraps for next week, possibly. Okay, these ones, I'm actually going to take my scissors to this one because I don't know about you, but if I trim them just a little off for the zips, then they have this little bit on them. I don't know if you can see that, but there's some sapphire showing through. I don't really want that sapphire. And if I try to trim it on my trimmer, it gets all boogered up. So I'm just going to trim it with my scissors. If you don't have microtip shears, especially the non-stick, I wouldn't recommend the non-stick ones. I only recommend this non-stick. These are wonderful, especially if you're dealing with like 3D foam tape or something. That tape does not stick to these scissors, which is so nice. I just personally don't see any reason to get ones that aren't non-stick for crafting purposes. Okay, so there's that. Now I don't have a weird color on there. I'm going to just trim this in half. So this is going to be a 1/4 inch cut. Firm pressure so it doesn't move on me. Okay, so now I have 2 of these at 1/4 inch. This one I'm going to trim down as needed. Let's see, I need 3 of them, I think. 4 of them. So I need 2 at, let's see here, 4 1/4. So let's just trim them. 4 1/4 by 1/4. Okay, so I have those 2. Now I need the other ones are 3 1/4, I believe. 3 1/4. By 1/4. These are just like embellishment type of things. Oh, see, you gotta have firm pressure where it's needed, or else they move. Okay, there we go. At least it moved where I didn't have a cut. Okay, so there's those. Those are going to be added as an embellishment. I'm going to move my trimmer. So I've cut the worlds, like I said, but you know, these little things just don't pop out very well. So I'm just going to grab an X-Acto knife. You can grab your piercing tool. It probably works better. But mine is just not handy right now. So I'm just going to come through here and poke these out really quickly, hopefully. Either that, I just used the blue, though that's not the one I wanted for this one. I wanted the I wanted the Toffee as the top. Sorry if you're seeing my head. You guys have a trick to this? I've heard of using a dryer sheet, but I don't have a whole lot of dryer sheets in my house. So I guess I could buy some. But I've heard of using a dryer sheet, which will help you get all these little guys out of here. If you have any other tips or tricks, leave them below so we all know how to get these little guys out of here easier than just poking each individual one. Especially in the very detailed ones, like there's a thing cut from November December catalog that was really pretty. It had all kinds of like leafy flower background, and it was a triple layer thin cut. Really pretty. I have it. It's a pain in the butt when it comes to this kind of stuff. Love it. It's beautiful. Creates prettiest cards, and I use it, but it's not my favorite to get all these little doodads out of here. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get some of these off. So you can see I've torn into it a little bit. And it could be because I double cut these. I should have had the other one on top, but I didn't. One more. Yay! Okay. So now we can start creating. Again, I'll take the vacuum to all these later. Okay, so there's my two little globes. You'll see the other little globe show up at another scrapbook piece, I'm sure. Okay, but I want Toffee and that Sapphire. So it's going to look like that. Okay, but let's start building this scrapbook. Okay, so here's my daisy. I'm just going to do one daisy at a time. And if you don't want your daisy to move, you can tag it down with a little bit of Tombow or Scotch tape or washi tape or something so it doesn't move on you. And these I do measure just because they are the way they, you just don't want, you want them to be symmetrical across the pages. So I do measure these. So I want the dark side showing, just so you can see the difference. There's the dark and the light. Do want the dark side, so grab my Tombow. This is going to be snagged right against here. I'm going to take one of these really thin pieces and I'm going to put it on my nonstick mat to get the adhesive on there because it is so thin. This is a 1/4 inch piece. That's assuming that I have some Tombow. So let me just replace this really quickly. This is probably one of the, probably a morning of, if it could go wrong, it will, kind of mornings for me. So if you need new Tombow, let this be a reminder that you should order it. I don't know why it got sticky, I guess. stuck itself to the packaging. Came off of here. Usually it's not this difficult to change Tombow. Not at all. But hopefully it'll work. I'm sure it will. It'll be just fine. Okay. I think we're good now. And when you do, it's like amazing. Goes so much better when it's brand new. And if you're still using a Walmart or a cheapo brand from like Hobby Lobby or something of a tape runner, I would highly suggest Tombow. I don't know about you, the Walmart ones, man, those things bound up on me all the time. I didn't like them. They get kind of sticky and then you can't roll it and you have to like manually do it. It's very annoying. Okay, so this one is going to go right here. It's going to go right in the center. So probably 2.5-ish. Nope, 2.25. Okay, so this point I want it 6. I'm going to grab my ruler. So I want this point at 6. I'm just going to draw a faint line where my 6 is, because this way I know on my other page that they're going to line up. So there's my 6. So now I can actually see when I'm going to put it down. Now the other way that I could do this is use my liquid glue, and then that way I can slide it around to where I need it, but this is going to be better. So I'm going to need that line anyway for my next one too. Okay, so there's that one. Then my next one is going to be my bigger one. And it's going to start way back here. Okay, so there's that one. Again, I'm going to just draw a line. This is exactly how I wanted it. I just didn't realize that this is how I was going to do it. Okay. Really faint line. You guys probably can't see my faint line. This is the back side of that Serenity. Very pretty, so I could have used that as well. Great thing about Serenity is it has every single color that I'm using in this scrapbook. And that's kind of how I developed the colors, actually, is because of Serenity. I don't know about you, but Serenity was one of my favorite paper packs. So pretty. Again, you want the points to line up. Okay, so now I can erase those lines. In fact, you can't even see the one on the Sapphire. It's so faint. Okay. Now, I don't believe I trimmed anything for my mats. So, I'm going to go ahead and bring those in for the mats. Bring my trimmer back up here. Okay. Now, I'm going to just do, so for my mats, I'm going to have Sapphire and Toffee. I already have some of them. These are where my main scraps come in. Okay, so I'm going to use this one for 2 of the big mats. These are going to be 4x6 photos on these 2. And I don't have the photos printed yet, but let me just make sure that this is my 8 and I want my 8.25 side, or 8.5, yeah. So this is 8.5, and I'm just going to trim it down to 4.25. I love it when pieces cooperate, yeah. Okay, this is going to be a 6 1/4. So there's my 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mat. Again, on this one, be the same as 6 1/4 by 4 1/4 mat. This way I can put a 4 by 6 photo on those two. Okay, these two, or these next ones, are all going to be 3 1/4. Let's see, I have a 3 1/4 and a 4 1/4. And then 2 of them aren't going to have mats. So this is going to be, let's just see how big these are. This is a 4 inch. So let's do 4 1/4 this way. Okay, so that's 4 1/4. So this side is 4 1/4. So I'm going to keep that, but I'm going to trim it down to 3 1/4. Okay, the next one is going to be a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Super easy. So this is going to be a 3 by 3. So there's 6 photos on this. I'm going to 2 3 by 3s, 2 3 by 4s, and 2 4 by 6s. In this particular layout. Okay, actually this is not one. So I only have 4 mats. 2 of them are not, 2 of the photos, the other 3 by 3 and the other 3 by 4 are not going to have mats. They're going to just be on the white daisy. It's just going to give it a little bit different depth to it. But let's see here. I'm going to put this one right here. It barely covers that little tip. Okay, so that one's going to go there. This one is going to go up here. And I want it about 1/4 inch away from the edge. It's a little bit more than 1/4. So that's what I'm going to tack down first, is my 1/4 inch, this one here. And then we're going to make believe that there's a 3 incher down here. So actually this needs to be up here. That's perfect, but this one needs to be dropped. And this is going to be at 1 3/4 from the bottom. This way, it's going to be basically a square that it's going to make. Okay, so it's going to make a square over here. The other one is going to be more of a square too, but it's going to have the title down below. Now I'm going to add a title up here as well. I think actually this is probably where my title is going to go. I haven't really decided. So I was thinking about the beautiful moments up here. And then down on the other side, I'm going to go forth and conquer. I think it's probably what I'm going to do. Or I'm going to put my little guy down there. My little paper pal. And that probably is better. Anyway, so that's kind of how this is going to look. So I'm going to go ahead and tack this one down first because it has very specific area. And then I can do this one afterwards. I'm using dark side on all of these. Helps if you open your Tombow. Don't know why I closed it in the middle of a scrapper stash. So there's that one. I'm going to use my ruler for this one too. This way I can get it lined up all the way across. So this is going to be 1 3/4. And I'm going to just barely cover the tip. That one. So I'm leaving about 1/4 inch in between these 2. Okay, there's that. And then here's my beautiful moments cut out. I still have to stamp it, so I'm going to stamp it first, and then we're going to put it on here. I can always use stickers too, but I think that's a really good sentiment for this scrapbook. So there's the first page. Now again, there's going to be a little 3x3 here. I have a couple more things that I'm going to put on this little guy. And the beautiful moments, I'm going to also put the globe up here. So let's finish this page up. And these ones, I apologize, these ones go a little over the half hour that I was trying to stick to, but scrapbooks take a little bit more time than the cards, for sure. I've been noticing that when I prepare for these two. A lot more preparation in these scrapbooks than cards for Scrap Her Stash. So I'm going to just put these cute little zip strips that I trimmed right there. So one there. Oh, actually, yeah, I didn't really want that one there. That's where my title is going to go. I wanted it on the other side, but it's not going to peel up. So I'm going to leave it. It's going to stay. And then I'll put the other one down here on the bottom of the 3x3. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do that then. Since I wanted to put this one down here and this one up here, but you know what? It's okay. Things happen, right? Things change. Okay, here's my other daisy. Do the same thing. The other one. Okay, except for opposite. So I'm going to just do these two pieces first. And I feel like the second side goes faster because you've already done one and you kind of know what to expect, type of thing. Kind of have all the bugs already worked out. One. Find my triangles underneath all this stuff. This triangle first. So I need a 6-inch mark. On there. So now I know how to glue this one down. There's that one. I'm going to go ahead and erase this because I don't need this line. Because if you remember, my other one goes well into the sapphire here. So go ahead and draw another line. And I didn't even erase that one because you can't see it. So here's this one. And I'm using the Blue Belle side of this one. Blue Belle Toffee. But this is just as lovely. I love that pack. Okay, there's that one. Good. Getting there. Okay. These are my other two mats. Now I have a 3x3 and a 4x6. The other 3x4 is going to be no mat. Okay, so these are going to be 2 3/4 inch down. top. There we go. And again, just barely covering this little guy over there. But I think I'm going to start with a 3x3. Boy, I got a mess, huh? It's always fun to scrap and then look at your mess, right? The bigger the mess, the more fun you had. Okay. Yep, that is good. That's about a 1/4 inch in. And 2 3/4 from the top. Now I'm going to do about a 1/4 inch in from the Toffee. Make sure I cover just a touch of the triangles with this mat, which I will. By a touch, I mean a very small amount here, which is perfect. And my other 3x4 is going to go here, and there will be a title here-ish. I think I'm going to do this little guy down here instead. I think he'd be pretty cute there. Okay, so I think I'm going to do him there instead. So if you haven't done the paper pal, there's the base. These are all on sale right now. Good morning, Carrie and Carol. Thanks for joining me. Sorry, I just looked up at my camera. I don't usually look at my camera very often. Sorry, guys. I'm bad about doing that. So, there's those two. So now, basically, these are done. I'm just going to embellish. So, I'm going to bring my other sheet back in. And let's just make these pretty. So, let's... Since I actually have an idea of what I'm using these ones for, it helps. I'm going to be using my liquid glue for this one, for my little globe. So I'm going to put that there. But I do need a stamp. So I need to stamp this one, and I need to stamp this one for sure. This one is already stamped. I did a build-a-plaid on that one. So this one is the Beautiful Moments from Spruced Up, which was January of 2020, I believe. Hard to believe it's been over a year. Love that collection though too. It was a beautiful collection. Okay, but I haven't used this one much. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I do cards mostly, but not a whole lot of scrapbooks. So now I'm starting to get into the scrapbooks, especially since I am going to be making this one for my grandfather. Okay, so Beautiful Moments. What a nice sentiment for this. Those out of the way. And then all the journaling in the scrapbook is going to be done by, I'm going to have to bug people and see what was going on. My brother's going to write this one, my brother or my dad. I don't know who, but one of them will. Maybe both. Maybe I'll incorporate both journals. Again, there is going to be a journal slot. It's going to be on the second page, probably above the little guy's head, my little paper pal's head. So there's the moments, Beautiful Moments sentiment. That's for the first page. Let's go ahead and just stamp the rest. Now, I'm using, you're going to say, why are you using Christmas? Yeah, I am using Christmas, but look how simple those pants are. And my boys are the only ones I'm missing, and they're on their way because they were part of that sale. So I've been slowly buying the paper pals because, for one, I joined late for close to my heart, and the paper pals, yeah, they were still going on in July and August, but I just didn't see how cool they really were until July and August, really, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta buy them all. So I've been slowly getting them all, but they're not cheap, so take advantage of that sale that's going on. That's how I got the rest of mine. So I was missing the superheroes and the boys. And the boys I've just been getting by because I have the sports, and I thought the sports would be better for kids' crafts for right now. So I'm just going to do those. I think it's kind of cute with the blue. So if my grandfather, he always wears blue pants, always. And always a plaid shirt. It seems like a plaid shirt or a white shirt. I think I've seen a couple pictures recently of him in black shirts, but that's like super formal events for him. It's not very common. He's usually in a blue plaid shirt with blue pants, blue jeans. And it's usually a lighter blue jean. It's like a Blue Belle blue jean. So that is why I'm using those. Now these guys are so fun. And I'm going to color him before I put them together. So I'm going to probably put them together after I sign off of here. Just because this video is getting really long. But that's how you layer them. And he's going to go on the second page of my layout. So let's just finish up the first page. At least as close as we can. Bring that in, which is buried now under stamps. Okay, so here's that one. Oh, I have a toddler who's coming out too, so I'm going to try to wrap this up. She wakes up super early, so just a minute. I'm going to go grab her. In here for a minute. Okay. I'll sit down for a little bit. Sit right here. I gotta finish this video, okay? Okay, so my little helper has joined me. Actually, I put Tombo on there, but I think I'm gonna do 3D foam tape on this one. Pop it up, give it a little bit more dimension all the way across. Okay, so there's beautiful moments. And I think I'm going to let it hang over just a little bit. No, I didn't put any 3D foam tape here, so I can slip my photo in there. Now, I don't have any of these photos printed yet. I wanted to get a big, huge slew of them before I get individual photos, and I kind of wanted to make sure I knew which sizes, so I didn't have to buy 3 sizes of each, or 4 sizes of each, or, you know, all that fun stuff. So, now if I can get this guy. Gosh, everybody's waking up. Okay, so I think maybe my globe. Let's see where I want my globe. I think I'm going to tuck it right behind here. I think that'll be really pretty. So we're going to tuck it in there. I'm going to use my liquid glue for that. Okay. There's this. Okay, so there's that one. The other page, I'm going to let that dry. Like that. So I'm going to put that off to the side. The other page, I'm going to put my little guy down here. And I have a couple of these other little strips that I was going to put. So let's put this one on the bottom. opposite of what I did on the other page. I can use my ribbon remove eraser for that guy, for all that adhesive. Again, I'm going to adhere him on afterwards. Then I have this one, and it's going to go up here on top of there. Okay, so perfect. So there they are. And I hope you guys have a good one. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.